Okay, so this is the dig connector. This is actually the controller and the timer for all the irrigation. And as you can see here, you can control the time, the duration, the day, and the starts. Starts means that if this is a 4, you can connect it, you can let it run 4 times a day if you needed to. But I actually just run it at 7. So the first start is at 7 a.m. The second start is at 7 p.m. And the reason I run it every 2 days, twice a day, is because I live in Phoenix. It's very, very hot here. Then the Y connector connects to the regular hose. I just have a regular hose. I'm going to show you. And then here, I connect that irrigation, right, is connected over to the pot. This is the bigger hose. And then these little connectors, this is the 1/4 inch, and they go into the pot that will water your plants. And each one, like if you see, this is blue. This is only a 0.5 gallon per hour emitter. Whereas if I can show you the tomato plants, okay, right over here, you'll see that this is red. Red is a 2 gallon per hour emitter, and tomatoes need a lot of water. And as a matter of fact, I need to add another emitter for a 2 gallon here because it's just really hot in Arizona. But I have all the tomatoes. You see, look at all the little babies. They're coming. And so I grew these by seeds. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So you can see here. And then I have the 3 boxes now. I do put burlap on the top here because Arizona is really hot. So plants need a little shade. Even the plants that say full sun, quote unquote. And you always want to put your pollinators. So I have some flowers growing. These are wild flowers. And they grow so well. And they just die off, but they help the pollination of the plants. And you have some basil growing. And then some things I've already harvested and I'm replacing. And like, for example, this right here is catnip. So this, if you grow it and you dehydrate it, becomes the catnip that cats go crazy for. I have cats, so they love it. But as you can see, I grow things in little pots like that from seed, and then they become these little beautiful little plants. Very cute. And then I have some marigolds that grow back here. This one's a marigold. Can't wait for it to start blooming. We have some eggplants. This is Japanese eggplant. Love that. Grill it. Olive oil, salt and pepper. Oh, so good. And then if we come over here, these are all my, what I call my brassicas, which are greens. Like, this is butter lettuce. Look at that. Beautiful. I've already harvested it quite a bit. Ate quite a bit of it. This is Russian red kale, and it is looking good. My spinach dried up, and I really think it's just way too hot here for it. As you can see, I labeled it. It's just way too hot for it. But this is Russian red kale. Love it. This is your traditional dwarf kale, which would probably do really well in your zone. I am in zone 9B, and it is really hot. This is actually rainbow chard. So that's still kind of growing. More Russian kale. And this is a coleus. Coleus is just beautiful on its own. The leaves are variegated like that. I love that. It's just a pretty plant. Nothing you can really eat. We have butter lettuce here as well. And we had one there, and I of course ate it. And then this is more butter lettuce. Really nice stuff. And then this right here is collard greens. This is a dahlia. And as you can see, you see all the drip running through it. I run it through the middle of the bed, and then I branch off with the 1/4 inch from the 1/2 inch, the big pipe, 1/4 inch, to either have these types of emitters or in more better consequences. And by the way, these are collard greens, and the big plants are amarants, and they're just pretty. They don't really have any purpose. And then this is dock. Dock, actually, the leaves for dock make for really great tea, and it's supposed to boost your immunity, so that's always good. And then I grow my own herbs as well, but this is how they start, right? So I start them off in these little cups, and that's how I start the seeds out. And as you can see, you'll see, let me see if I can find one. Here's one. This is a sprinkler emitter, and it has like it just sprinkles out, and it covers a pretty large area on its own. So you can either do the emitters, or you can do that. The emitters help you control the amount of water for certain plants, whereas the sprinklers just cover a larger area. And like, for example, this is thyme right here, and these, I got these at Amazon. They're grow bags, and they're felt, and you just get some really good soil, and you can transplant your seedlings into them. So this is thyme. My thyme is doing fantastic. This is chamomile, doing well. This is lavender, doing well. Again, more thyme. This is parsley. It's kind of getting to a point where I need to harvest it and use it. And this is actually cilantro. Cilantro bolts, and when something bolts, it means that it creates flowers. But it's so pretty, I didn't want to destroy it. But the cilantro leaves are just fantastic to use on their own. But you can see, like, I got a little bit growing over here. Some chamomile coming up there, some rosemary, lavender. That's kind of how I did it. My peppers are struggling. Man, they're struggling. I think it's just the heat. They're just really struggling with the heat and not doing so well. But I did manage to get some jalapenos, and then there's some dahlias. Again, here, you want to grow some, you want to grow some pretty flowers, right, in between your plants, because kind of like, in between or whatever, or nearby, because you want those pollinators, and pollinators are actually what creates fruit. So if you want your vegetables to have fruit, look at my little, I've used this thing. This thing has produced so much zucchini, and it's still kind of growing strong. But you do have to kind of trim it down and give it a good boost of calcium every so often. But as you can see, here is the irrigation, and it goes off into the pots with the 1/4 inch, right, like I needed to. And then in here you see the little T there, and then that goes off into the sides for all of the garden beds. And you just never have to really worry about, if you're not feeling well one day, not being able to water your plants. And with cystic fibrosis, that's always been my big problem when it comes to gardening. And you have an end cap right there. You just end it up there, and it's programmed to go have some flowers growing. I also have, if you can see, I have another one that goes around this way and ends here, and I didn't use too much of it, but I'm probably going to be putting some more stuff. But some, of course, purple and white flowers, you know, all that good stuff. But that is the irrigation system that I use, and the flower beds, and those garden beds I created and made myself with my husband. So there you guys are, tour of our little backyard. And of course, this is my favorite, by the way, and it is I got it Home Depot. It's called a Canary Island Sage, and look at those beautiful purple flowers. Yay! Alright guys, I'll talk to you soon. Love you both. Bye.